This is me recording my thoughts on the video I saw the other day from Broku No Hero about vampires and Black Clover. To be honest, I think it's a great idea. When I think of vampires and Black Clover, I think of Seven Deadly Sins, Vampires of Edinburgh. There's no problem with that, but I really think of that. Thinking of a Black Clover and a Seven Deadly Sins crossover thing. Especially to the thing I've been reading on this Wattpad thing called Sins of the Black Clover. Black Clover and Seven Deadly Sins crossover thing. Story. Well, anyway, I'm here to talk about my thoughts on it. Well, how Vampire being Black Clover will be pretty good. I saw a video from Broku No Hero who's playing a lot of it. The vampire could not only drink people, human blood, but also feed on their mana. And even able to use that magic attribute of different people that they eat from and feed on. Like if a vampire were to drink Nozelle's blood, they'll be able to use mercury magic. And I'm sure there are some spells the vampires can already use, like blood magic and dark magic. They still have the same weaknesses. They can't be in sunlight. They hate garlic and silver. But I'm sure they'll find ways around that. One area I thought of, like them wearing some special armor. Special knight armor, especially designed by the people who did the Seven Deadly Sins Holy Knight armor. Them using that armor so I can get around and travel during the day where the sun can't hurt them. Also add them for feeding humans. Imagine the armor, the hand of the armor, we have some kind of special opening, kind of like a mouse armor slit. Not sure what it would be called exactly, but they'll have a miniature mouse on the hand. It will open up, and when you grab onto a victim, that fangs on the hand, mouth of the hand, clamp down the victim's neck, would drain the blood through them. Some kind of special system that would drain the blood. Bite down on them, the fang will sink into their body, drain the blood, would go up to the arm and up to a special the face covering, the mask, the helmet, and the mask, the vampire would just drink out of that. And like a face covering, maybe like a trough thing, I'm not sure, a feed bag, kind of like what horses use. That's how they'll be able to drink blood even though they're in armor. Another way will be an advanced spell of dark magic. I have to come up with stuff like that. Come up with a few things myself about that. One one being a spell called Dark Magic, Dark of the Moon. It's a spell that would encase an entire area in complete darkness. Darkness that, like a darkness dome. Darkness so thick, no light can get through. It's big enough to cover an entire town. That's how I feel, really. I'm be able to use a spell that can do that. That way you can go out during the day in that giant dark magic dome and attack people. Also, I'm pretty sure that vampires will be very, very, very weak to light magic. of ways, things they could do. The weakness with powerful light magic users. Except for King Clover, of course, because he's a horrible, horrible, horrible person and he just sucks. If the vampires invaded, King Clover light magic probably be slightly blind them, but it wouldn't be enough to kill them. Probably just slice through it, then slice King Clover's head off. Because they could use, if they eat the blood of a special magic user, they could use spatial magic. Also, they could be able to use, although they can't use the magic, well, some vampires, high-ranking vampires, could use 2 different magics at once, maybe 3. Like using earth magic and fire magic to create like lava magic or meteor magic. Also, vampires have a very, very high healing factor. So even if they use magic to cut their limbs off, cut them to pieces, mostly their limbs, it would instantly grow back. The only way to truly kill a vampire is to strike his heart. However, there are a few spells vampires have learned to allow them to take their own hearts out of their bodies and hide it somewhere. That way, even if their body completely gets disintegrated, they have to grow back. And grow back from a single drop of blood. If they completely, or a finger, if their body gets completely destroyed, then their body can just grow back from that single finger because their heart hasn't been pierced or destroyed. However, anything destroyed by light magic, anything the vampire gets destroyed by light magic, that doesn't grow back. It'll just keep that scar, or end up just dead. So even if their bodies aren't disintegrated by light magic, their heart will eventually, the heart might continue to beat. It should be stuck at the finger or a drop of blood after being hit by light magic. As for them in Black Clover, it could be a good big war arc. Once again about them invading the Clover Kingdom, and the vampire can get a massive following of soldiers by eating and turning to people in the Forsaken Realm. Because to be honest, the commoners in the Common Realm, the Forsaken Realm, completely outnumber the people in the Noble Realm. They completely outnumber the royals and the nobles by 100, 1,000 to 1. The vampires can feed on the commoners in the Forsaken Realm, the Common Realm, and turn them into vampire soldiers, and use that army to invade the capital. But the Magic Knights will find a way to win, fight them, but eventually they might get overwhelmed. Maybe. You have to figure out creative ways to subdue the vampires. Also, the vampire will have it maybe age slower, much slower than a normal person, but they can still get hurt, and they can still get die. That kind of thing. And use dark magic items and such. Although, when it comes to Rasta, I'm pretty sure the vampire wouldn't want him either. Because when the vampires in Black Clover, when they drink blood, the mana actually makes the blood taste even better. icing on the cake as such. However, since Arthur doesn't have magic, the vampire drinks Arthur's blood, it would actually taste terrible. You'd probably find Arthur disgusting. Like his blood tastes horrible. And the fact that you use it to anti-magic, the vampire probably wouldn't bother with them. Although vampire skin can be super strong and tough, like their flesh could actually be their armor. It's actually much stronger than steel. And the armor they wear outside, except an outer shell, to protect them from the sun. Although after anti-magic can still manage to hurt them, which nullifies all their spells and manage to actually cut them. It could be strong enough to pierce through their armor. Well, that's just my thing about it. It would be nice to see vampires. You see a whole cast of vampires, characters, and antagonists. Like I said, when I think of vampires in Black Clover, I think of vampires in the Seven Deadly Sins, the Vampires of Edinburgh, which were never animated, but was in the comic book. Well, the manga. So, and becoming the vampires in the Black Clover, imagine there being some kind of maybe royal sort of thing, like maybe like some like dark triad, like a group of high-ranking vampires. I already came up with ideas for them. Like 5 vampires or 7. The high-ranking, powerful vampires who can use powerful magic, who use multiple attributes of magic, multiple magic spells and different people they've blood they've drunken from. Also, they probably keep vials and glasses of different blood they've drunken from, with the different magic attributes of those within that blood. Then they just, whenever they need to change its power, they just drink from the vial and they get that magic. Like spatial magic or flame magic or earth magic or severing magic or healing magic, either way. As long as they have the sample of that blood, they can just drink from that sample and get that power. Like, imagine that hierarchy system with the strongest vampire being maybe old. Being like an old vampire with white hair. Like the strongest of them. Because he uses like multiple magic attributes. Also another one, like a second command would be like maybe a female vampire with blonde hair. She'll be a femme fatale and such. Another one would be another vampire who uses the Baraka from Mortal Kombat wrist blades, enforced with maybe glass magic or earth magic or flame or maybe even diamond magic. That could be something like some people from the Diamond Kingdom turned into vampires, and maybe one of them became a general. Another person I thought of as a vampire command, leading vampire, would be like a very big person, like a stocky body. His body kind of maybe like round, with head is huge. He has a huge mouth, slanted eyes, and a mouthful of sharp teeth. He uses armor as well, so he can feed. He can hide from himself in the sun. And he uses a weapon, maybe like some kind of scythe weapon. Or maybe it's an axe. The scythe weapon is for something else. Like another vampire who dresses like a grim reaper. Or like an executioner. Maybe an executioner, or I hate to say this, but maybe like well, I'm not sure if I even should say it. Basically, wearing a black sheet, like Grim Reaper, or whatever the other word is. I don't really want to talk to say. Basically wearing that hood and all. With baggy pants that the Holy Knight and Seven Deadly Sins wear. And he wields a weapon, a scythe, that is cloaked in dark magic. Yeah. Another one would be like a kid, kind of like a swell little prince one. Gets peed on blood, kind of arrogant, prideful. That kind of character. Think nothing can kill him. Spends all his day torturing humans and feeding on blood. Or another character would be like a super strong vampire. Like maybe like 8 feet, 8 feet tall, with large, red, thick armor. It's red from all the times, from the years of the blood that he spilled on it. Where the armor I talked about earlier, with the open mouth slant thing on the hand, feed on humans, feed on blood, even with the helmet on. He wields 2 dual gigantic axes, like kind of like one of a Viking axe maybe like the Leviathan axe from God of War, but the blade, hammer part, axe part is even way bigger and jagged on the blade, so it can be deeper cut, kind of like a saw. And he enjoys slaughtering humans much more than feeding on them. He uses strength enhancing magic to make himself even faster and stronger. That kind of person. Kind of vampire. Or another vampire I thought of. A female one who drinks a lot. Not just blood, but also alcohol. She has long hair, maybe light purple hair. Her face is always she's in a constant state of being drunk. Also, she flies. She's always lying down on a barrel, or a huge barrel of alcohol mixed with blood. Also, she doesn't wear clothes. Completely naked, other than maybe some thigh-high boots. Her face is in a constant drunken state. However, unlike Vanessa, which her drunken state doesn't really do anything for her, that which actually makes her stronger, so much stronger. And she could use mud magic, use enhanced version of mud magic, mixed with some of blood. If with some of the blood, she's kicking. So the mud magic actually, she would blast the mud ball at you, but it's actually a fire. The mud can actually spark on fire. We could turn into a giant crystal or a giant ice spike ball. Basically, not just mud mixed with other magic spells they can use to fight. Basically, make it unpredictable. Another vampire could be a tall white one with white hair. He could be like a leader, a commander of such. He uses dark magic and maybe gravity magic to do opponents and such. Also, he can use blood magic to freeze someone in place, taking control of someone's blood, and literally ripping their blood completely out of the body and drinking it right there. Let the blood go right into his mouth. That could be something. Well, that was all for the vampires, commanders, or leaders I have such far. Well, the leader of the vampires, the old guy, Vampire King, would be like, they have also a super long white beard, and also really, really long nails. Well, that's really all I have so far for my thoughts on Broku No Heroes, Vampires and Black Clover video. I hope you all enjoy it. Also, check out his channel on YouTube for more videos on Black Clover and other things such. Also, remember to check out my channel for other videos when I upload them, such as my Tokyo Treat unboxing videos, and I might be doing more of these thought videos. I might come up with random stuff I think of, like from Black Clover and other animes and mangas, and maybe some of my own stuff. Hope you all enjoy it, and have a nice Sunday.